Hey guys, this is Andrew with Andronica.com, back with yet another Samsung tablet. This time we've got the Samsung Tab 7.0 Plus. Hard to say, I know. Comes with 16 gigabyte internal storage. We're going to take a look at that and other specs as well as the software now. The Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus is an interesting device. It basically looks like a scaled down version of the Tab 10.1. As you can see, it's a little more than half the screen when held this way. You know, you've got the diagonal differences. So it's a lot more compact and portable. On the back, you see it's got the similar brush metal type of feel to it. It's a little better feeling than the plastic. If your hands get moisture, you will feel that moisture build up. But overall, it's a much nicer back than what you expect. And it's also surprisingly just a tad bit thicker than the 10.1 version. Either way, the point of this is that it's compact. It's going to fit into your coat pocket. It's very portable. As far as specs go, when you see me moving across the screen, it holds up pretty nicely. That's because it's got a 1.2 gigahertz processor. It's running the Samsung Exynos chip, the same chip that's found in the Galaxy S2 International version. And this is a very powerful chip. It does well in the benchmark tests. It does well in battery life, which is what really matters. And it handles pretty much everything you throw at it. As far as other specs, you've got a 3 megapixel rear camera right here. It's got autofocus with LED flash as well. The front-facing camera, that's it over here. So when you're video chatting, you're going to want to hold it in portrait mode because if you hold it like this, your thumb's blocking it. So you're going to hold it in portrait mode when you're chatting with your lady friend, doing whatever it is people do when they video chat. All right, it's got a 7-inch screen, WSVGA. I wish they would have upped the resolution a little more so the details would be a little crisper. Colors look nice, but when you look at images, it's not going to blow you away if they would have opted for a higher resolution screen. It's got LCD instead of Super AMOLED Plus, so the colors aren't going to be as amazing. It's going to be all right in daylight. It's not going to be foolproof, but hey, it's going to be good enough. As far as the rest of the specs, you can get them on the website. These are the stuff that really matters. Let's take a look at the software. On the software side, there's nothing really that much new. If you saw TouchWiz UX before, you know what it looks like. You've got your social hub right here, which is basically Facebook and Twitter mixed in. You've got these cartoonish widgets that you can see when you open up your calendar. I'm not really that big of a fan of it. Oh yeah, man, yesterday was my nephew's birthday, crap. They've made some changes to the calendar app, which look all right. I'm not gonna complain about them. But the real stuff that you'll notice with TouchWiz UX is on the action bar, you got your back button, home, you've got switching in between apps right here, and you've got this little button right here that'll make it possible to take screenshots. Let me go back. When I click that, it takes a screenshot automatically. I don't need root. I don't need to do anything crazy. Other things are the quick controls. When you go down here, you'll notice that instead of being neon blue, they have lime green. You can change brightness right here. I prefer to keep it set really high on brightness because that's the way it looks best. It'll eat your battery faster, but hey, that's the price you pay. It's on Wi-Fi anyway, so you should have a decent life charge. You go to settings, and you can play around. You'll see they've also TouchWizified the menus and stuff like that. It's a little cartoonish. I prefer the default honeycomb, even though that's not the best looking either. I think it's a little more appealing than this version. But you can play around with the settings, do all of that stuff. Another cool thing, I really love the music app. Right out of my life. This is one area where I commend Samsung. I think they did a really good job with the music player app. It's honeycomb as well, but in this case, their TouchWiz skin actually looks good. It looks pretty nice. I can go by albums, artist, genre, folders, all that good stuff. And then I can change the song played. And down here, I'm always going to have access to it. I can skip forward, pause it, and exit out. Very nice. As far as what's preloaded, there's not a lot on here. Most of this stuff I added on my own. Let me see, the preloaded apps that I remember. What was here when I launched it? Movie phone was there. That's all right. I don't really care for that. I believe Netflix was there as well. Next Issue, which is basically a magazine service. You can subscribe or purchase magazines. You've got Polaris Office, which is a really nice, Microsoft Office productivity suite. You can do Word, you can do spreadsheets, presentations, stuff like that. Then you have Pen Memo. Pen Memo is really interesting to me. It's like you're creating memos, right? You're going to say, pick up groceries. By the way, this keyboard is thumb keyboard. It's not the default keyboard that comes with it. It comes with Swipe and Samsung's keyboard, but I prefer thumb keyboard. It's the best thing you can get on a tablet. All right, now I wrote pick up groceries, but let's say instead of writing the groceries out, I want to draw. So I'll draw a banana and an apple. Look at that artwork, baby. And then I'll draw some salad dressing and H for Heineken, okay? Now I know what I'm gonna get when I go to the grocery store. You can add other things, you can change colors. I'm not sure if they have like an accessory pen for stuff like that, but it doesn't come with the default. But if there does support that, or you know of a capacitive stylus that you can purchase secondhand, it should support that. And it's pretty convenient, pretty nice, easy to use. I won't get much use out of it, but all of you memo keepers probably will. Also new is the photo editor. You take a picture. As you can see, I took one right here. I can open it. A little lag right there. I can change the color levels, play with saturation, exposure, contrast, brightness, all that good stuff. I can crop the photo. I can rotate it. I can do anything I want, and then when I'm done, all I have to do is save it. It's pretty simple. I'm going to cancel and exit out. Play around with photo editor. It's pretty decent to have. It comes built in for free. It also has this thing called Pill Smart Remote. Now, results for that will vary. I wasn't too happy with it on my setup. You can read the full review on Andronica.com. But basically, you open Pill up. It plays around. It loads up your programs. It can turn on your TV. It can look at a TV guide. It can see what's on. Basically, I tell it, hey, I'm into sports. I'm into comedy. I'm into anime, reality TV, stuff like that. Then it'll say, hey, well, if that's the case, you know, SportsCenter's on. If you're into cooking, you can watch Giada at home. Hey, you're into reality TV. American Chopper's on. Stuff like that. You can browse by category. It can give you recommendations about what's playing right now as well as what's coming up in a little bit. Uh-oh, Sanford and Son's coming on. I gotta stop watching this. I can press watch on TV. It'll go to that channel, or I can dial it in here. Some people I've seen say they really like it, but I have Comcast and a Toshiba HDTV. It didn't work for me. Like I said, read the full review. And I'm sure you've already seen the Samsung camera app. It's fairly decent. It allows you to turn flash on and off. The camera, I'd say it's all right. You know, it's not going to blow you away. Your phone is probably going to have a better camera both on the rear and on the front. But the front camera is 2 megapixels, is decent. The rear camera takes all right video and pictures if you're just sharing with someone. You're not trying to like capture a Nobel Prize or anything. I can tap right here and I can change exposure to increase light or darkness in the image. As you see, it's changing. I can use a timer right here in case I want to take a self-portrait when I turn it around. I can do a single shot, panorama, action shot, all of that good stuff. All available in the app. I can switch to video mode right there. And if I want to switch to front-facing camera, what? That's simple. All right, now the value of this smaller size is that it's going to be easier to bring around with you, like I said. And there are going to be cases when having the small screen is actually much better than having this giant screen right here. You know, not for video, not for like productivity, but for reading, like with the ebook app that comes built in, that's one case where, you know, it might be a little bit better. I can launch an ebook. It can import EPUB, or you can go to other formats. I think it does PDF as well. And I can read a book It has a sound effect when you turn a page. It has a physical effect when you turn a page, but it doesn't drag. You have to actually turn it. Alright, and when I tap at the top, I can play around with the settings. Like right here, if I want to increase the text size, I just slide this over. I can, if I'm in a dark place and I want a dark screen as well, I can tap that. I can disable the page turn sound if you don't want that. And when I click away, everything changes. I can also search, I can bookmark, and I can do other stuff. This is a really nice app, and I like it because when I hold it with one hand, it just feels easier. It's just better than having the big screen. I like my Galaxy Tab 10.1. That's what I use like pretty much every other day, and I really like it for Pulse. But when reading ebooks, there are some benefits for having the smaller handheld screen. Throw it in your bag, you're in a coffee shop, pull it out while you're reading or on the train or something. It's very nice. Now the issue is going to be whether or not you want to pay $399 for this. You can get a 7-inch tablet from Amazon or Barnes & Noble or your, excuse me, or pretty much your local retailer selling those cheap tablets were going to be crap. I wouldn't recommend those. But as far as the Fire goes, they might have some competition there, and it's at half the price. So it's going to be tough to say. But overall, I think this is a nice tablet. If you got $399 and you want a tablet, but you want it to be portable more than you want it to be a large screen for consuming video, this is probably be what you want to get, because you can get the proper Honeycomb apps. You can get the proper Honeycomb experience. Is it worth the extra $200? That's for you to decide. But if you do decide that you're going to get this, you will be mostly pleased. And it's really going to come down to price. It's a good product. It's all about whether or not you're willing to pay the premium for Honeycomb. It's running Android 3.2 at the moment. I'm guessing it should receive Ice Cream Sandwich without issue when it's available from Samsung. This is Andrew from Androidnica.com. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Enjoy your device, or whatever device you get in the future.